Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Here we are, 47, Agent 47 wins in a row. And a good start. Except for our fire rate, S1NA Jaduri. We got a good damage, absolutely horrible rate of fire. I'm not gonna say that that's, ruins the broth. However, is nasty. However, on top of that previous however, there's another however. We don't really want that, the glowing hourglass. That's a great room. Like, the wafer is unbelievably strong, especially late game. But Book of the Dead is already, like, I would say, and people may disagree with me on this one a little bit, but I would say, like, top 10 spacebar items. It's not the best book, but I would say situationally it could be third best. I think, for my personal 2 cents, everybody loves Satanic Bible with good reason. However, I think people underrate Book of Revelations because Spirit Hearts are worse than Demon Hearts. They're like a Book of, or Satanic Bible, #1 with the bullet. A loaded God complex, cock it and put it, we're going down with this. Yeah, I mean, I was alive. I was alive when that song came out. It was around. Patrick Stump, I remember that guy. He's still around too, right? He's got to be doing something. Stumpy? I don't know. Where am I going with this? I have no idea. I didn't even know what I was talking about. Anyway, suffice to say, it's good. This is a good series of items here. Today is Sunday. It's a good Sunday so far. Had a nice sleep. Had a nice day off. I did end up teaching my mother-in-law a little bit of English. It went very well. It was a good time. And that's about all we got up to. Played a little Warzone. You know how it is. Probably. Pretty low-key. Help. Oh, this is not where you want to stand. Why am I getting complacent here? This is going to be a huge Book of the Dead room for us. And finish the second season of Dark as well, just in time for the third season to start in a couple of weeks. I am like, if you watched the Netflix original television program Dark when it aired, you have my utmost respect for dealing with the cliffhangers that show gives you, like, at the end of the season. I mean, admittedly, I gotta deal with it for season 2 to 3, but only for, like, a couple of weeks. I can't imagine, like, at the end of season 1, waiting for a year and a half to figure out what's gonna happen at the start of season 2. Regardless, though, great show, highly recommended. I don't want to make this like we're just gonna talk about Dark for the whole time. Because if you've never seen the show, you're like, that's annoying. What I would say is I think, like, season 1 of Dark is one of the best television seasons that I've seen in, like, the last 10 years. Season 2 is very good, but maybe just, like, it has some amazing episodes, but it's maybe just a smidgen, a little lesser in my opinion. But still very, very good. And highly recommended. If you got nothing to watch, you should give Dark a shot. It's a great show. That was pretty much my Saturday. Just relaxing. I know, like, grilling is, like, it's becoming a meme now. It's like, stop talking about the social issues. I just want to grill. But, like, and this is not, but, like, I agree. No, but really, like, I've been trying to care about the social issues and also grill, but it keeps raining on Saturday. If you look up the Vancouver weather for, like, historically for May and June, it has actually rained on, like, 6 Saturdays in a row. Come on, man. I want to make some burgers. I want to make some hot dogs. I want to get out there. I mean, we got the grill in, like, April. We had a couple of great Saturdays. Starting to get into the charcoal community. Then wouldn't you know it, we're hit by the precipitation that admittedly this part of the world is known for. And, well, I mean, it's not like I live in the rainforest, but you know what I mean. You know, it's rainy in Seattle and Vancouver. We've been meaning to get some grill opportunities, but they don't come to pass. We have to grill throughout the week, but I don't know. That's like, isn't that this first sign that you have a problem? Like, if you're grilling on the weekends casually, everybody's like, that's fine, you gotta live a little. If you start grilling on a Tuesday, people are like, oh my god, he's a grillaholic. He's grilling alone. He's structuring his whole day around what he can grill. He refuses to eat non-grillable foods. He won't go to a restaurant unless they've got grill marks on the food. He's a grillaholic. Anyway, it's mostly a joke. It's not really what we're looking for. What we're looking for right now is an arcade. An arcade would go a long way. Help. Get enough money to maybe buy something from the shop, maybe get a blood bag. Even IV bag could be a nice little cash injection depending on the consumable setup on this floor. Oh, thank you. There will be no arcade, though. I gotta say, Book of the Dead with battery. I don't know. I mean, I've probably had it before, but... Alright, I hit the spacebar, but luckily it wasn't charged. Oh, dude. That means we got a library somewhere here. Thank you, Curse. Thank you. Book of the Dead with the battery is quite nice. You know, sometimes you get a charge. You don't want to waste it, but at the same time, the room you just did is like a C- for Book of the Dead purposes. This is it's a big swing. So we will get Bookworm. It's quite nice. Well worth the cost of a key. Many people, maybe not the majority, and maybe not even a plurality, but many people will think that Book of Shadows is the way to roll there. I disagree, but I do like Book of Shadows. Certainly, it's another reason I would love to see an arcade here. Now, the only thing I want to see, because I can feel a little frustration building. For me, where I feel frustration, I want to say it's like in the center of the front of my brain. But what I really think it is when I'm frustrated, I make like that face where I furrow my brow, and then the muscle there gets sore. Oh, dude, cracked crown. Come on, that's so good. What I want to see to avoid that frustration in the future is a Tears upgrade. And we got one. So you're not going to believe me. I think we leave. That took a lot. That took a lot out of me. To leave instead of pick up the pentagram. It burned me a little bit. But I was just thinking, and I'm like, you know... Here's the thing, the Galaxy Brain play, and if it worked, it really would have been, you know, big brain hours. You take the pentagram, then you pop the orange pill and hope it was a health down that is now a health up, and your genius rings throughout the land on YouTube. I really think we need a more understated amount of competence here. We need to not assume that HP is actually going to show up ever, and instead accept that it may never show up. Let me out. Thank you. And as a result, make sure we're focused on survival. And if we get a deal with the devil later, cool. If we get a deal with the angel deal later, arguably cooler, although maybe a little bit worse most of the time. I think this is one where really, like, this is not a run where we started from like a tough upbringing and we're going to be an inspirational story. The way this run started, we were sincerely like our father owned like a potato chip factory in Wisconsin. And is like, hey, as long as you don't, you know, go to jail, you'll inherit the potato chip factory. That's where we're at. We have affluenza on this run. But that's okay. All we gotta do is hold it together. Don't risk it, you know? That sounds pretty cool. Like, when I was a kid... Well, you know, let's just get into it. My father does not own a potato chip factory. Alright, fine. You've been asking me about it. It's not true. These are vicious rumors. He is not... Mr. Dorito. What I was gonna say, though, and we're gonna tie this in here. When I was... my formative years... In the... early 2000s, late 90s... A lot of movies came out, like, you know, a lot of influential movies. Fight Club and American Beauty are the two that always come to mind for me. Where, like, you know, there's a dude, and he's got, like, a job and a social life, but he's not happy. Oh, I inherited my father's what the heck happened there? I inherited my father's incredibly lucrative business, but that's not what I want to do. What I always wanted to do was, you know, paint smiley faces onto sneakers. Cameron Crowe, I blame you a little. I just blame you a little bit, Cameron Crowe, but that's okay. That's gonna... Ooh, it did not hurt, in fact. And I kind of... That resonated with me when I was you know, a teenager and an adolescent, right? And I think there's a resonance there, for sure. That you don't want to be like shoehorned into doing something that you hate, but at the same time, I think now we're in a moment in society where we recognize that it's actually like, you know, pretty nice position to be in, to have like a family business that you can inherit. And I bring this up because the millennials have been taking a lot of heat lately. They've been taking a lot of heat on... there was a viral tweet that went out that said, hey, I just want you guys to know this is how people are talking about millennials on TikTok. And it was, admittedly, it's hard to read, you know? Not really, mostly in a satirical sense. But Gen Z is roasting us a little bit. Well, I say us as if we're all millennials, but Gen Z is sticking it to us. They're saying all millennials know how to do. They don't know how to change a light bulb, but they know exactly what house they are in Harry Potter. And most of the time, they're not even like, I'm a Gryffindor. They're like, oh, I'm a combination Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, with a little bit of Slytherin thrown in if I've had a glass of red wine. And I was like, man, what is it about the younger generation, of which I admittedly have been a part of? What is it about the younger generation that has the ability to insult older generations so plainly? Not in a rude way. I mean, like, they'll cut you to the core. As soon as they say it, you're like, that's rude, but also, man, you saw right through my mask, huh? And I've also seen a lot of millennials in these tweets start to whine, which is something that we're good at. I say that self-aware. I wish we wouldn't get made fun of. We came of age. You know, we remember September 11th. We came of age during the 2008 financial crisis. We graduated into a terrible job market and a property market that was destroyed. And then now we're going through a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic that seeks to throw us into, like, the third financial crisis of our lifetime. That's true. Don't get me wrong. However, come on, millennials. We're not innocent. Have we not been making fun of boomers incessantly for the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years? Have we not been making fun of Gen Z? Have we not been making fun of TikTok itself? In this sense, are we not becoming part of the generational warfare cycle that we perhaps saw? When you're the youngest generation, you know, you feel like we're the one that's gonna do it. You know, all the older generations have had a chance to make mistakes that can be mocked. We as the younger generation, you know, we're showing ourselves off right now. I think we've become part of the cycle, millennials, and it's time to recognize that, you know, we've made fun of other generations. It only makes sense that other generations are making fun of us. But what is weird is seeing because, like, as millennials, you know, we basically, like, as soon as we got old enough to, like, be supposed to buy things, all the articles came out that are like, why are millennials buying fabric softener? I'll tell you why. Nobody knows what the heck it does. We don't buy fabric softener. We buy, you know, Tide Pods that have fabric softener in them, but, like, I didn't buy fabric softener when I was doing the laundry on my own. I don't know what the heck it does. Isn't it just like smell juice? Kate said it softens the fabric, but I think that's like... I don't know if I buy it. Doesn't water soften the fabric to begin with? She laughed, but I think that's the laugh of, like, I don't know, he might be right. I think there are a lot of things you can make fun of millennials for. The most millennial thing you could do, and I say this as a millennial, you know? There was a really good tweet that was like, millennials when they're tweeting about the president, and it was angry SpongeBob, and then it was millennials when they have to make a phone call, and it was SpongeBob so embarrassed he couldn't even speak. So I think that's true of me and my generation to some extent. The most millennial thing we could do is be like, don't make fun of us, I'm sensitive. You know, I think we gotta accept our role in the churn, in the generational churn. We gotta be able to... We've been dishing out heat for a while. We gotta be able to take it as well. It is weird, though, no longer being the most internet and social media savvy generation. I think that's where the tough realization starts to dawn. Because, you know, when it was Gen X and boomers talking about millennials, the millennials really had complete control. We had internet superiority, you know? If you went to a Tim Hortons, millennials were getting blown out. We had no presence in that battlefield. But on Twitter, on, Reddit, etc., they were dominating. We were doing an incredible job. I don't want to fight you. I'm actually a little scared right now. But now, a new front has been opened up, and the Zoomers have grown up in the crucible of the internet, and they're beating us at our own game. Really, we should all just get along, but again, mostly I'm just making a joke here. But secondarily, now that we're getting made fun of, we're like, why do we have to resort to this stuff? 6 months ago, everyone was like, look at this boomer Karen at Walmart. I mean, have you seen the videos? I understand why they're getting shared around. I mean, what are these ladies doing? Come on. Still. I don't even know what my point is here. But we got a good little bit of meat out of that conversation, so that's positive stuff. Alright. This run, we take a moment to evaluate it now. It's still very good. And our HP has gotten to a little bit more of a spot of decency. I would say we got some decent HP. And I don't regret my decision. I really think that Cambion, or not Cambion, but Immaculate Conception and Guardian Angel are pretty close in the power rankings. I will say, with our orbital setup from Book of the Dead as is, we probably didn't need Guardian Angel, but Immaculate Conception is very situational. You know, many times you will get nothing out of it. Sometimes you will get one thing out of it, but it could be Brother Bobby, Sister Maggie, etc., etc. So, I think we went with a guaranteed okay payout instead of a slightly more variable, like medium risk, medium reward payout. But it's not a huge change either way. But we really would start to look at this run and be like, all right, this floor and the next floor, more so the next floor, because we already got our deal with the Angel on the last one, but if we got one here, it would be nice as well. But this floor and the next floor, sorry, sir. Oh, you don't take damage from my bombs? That's incredible. Are the ones where we really need to start kicking it into a higher gear. Oh my god. Well, we did get 6 cents. I don't know if I want to use another bomb to try to get that. Mostly because I think we'll get hit by the tractor beam. It's worth a bomb. It's just not worth the potential damage, I think. So yeah, like, really, things have gone pretty well for us on this run, but we're definitely looking for something to improve that, 10 rate of fire, 4.4 damage stat. Don't get me wrong, is solid. But it only, oh dude, thank God for the buffer. It only takes a couple of spicy rooms for things to start to get a little dangerous here. And we're kind of seeing that here. Well, my calculated risk proved very foolhardy. I thought, hey, we'll try to do some damage with a bomb. Maybe it'll get us 1 skull. It did not get us 1 skull. It got us 2 skulls, but also got us a card, I guess. Wheel of Fortune. Man, they really ran out of inspiration for enemies on this floor, huh? I don't know, just every enemy is just a worm. We got you. Now that's very interesting. We like Book of the Dead, but how much do we like Book of the Dead? Do we like it more than the D6? Yes, kind of. I'd really love at this point to see Steam sale. And then, oh, this is very dangerous. I think we're gonna get funky here. It is a Tears upgrade. I'm not sure if it's a Tears upgrade I want. Then the battery charge that's back there, unfortunately, we need to fly to get to, I think. So things are in a strange spot. But I always love a run that lets you make decisions, you know what I mean? This one is definitely letting us... That was really dumb. That was dumber. This one's letting us make decisions. And I was about to say, hey, we can always go back to Book of the Dead, but no, we can't. We've already re-rolled it. So I would say... Dude, like what... I've never noticed before that every enemy in the freaking game is just a worm that runs at you. When did this happen? Like, I feel like I'm looking at a before and after picture, but it's not for, like, you know, the Atkins diet. It's for, like, crocodile. Where did you come from? How did I get here? Letting the days go by. Can I get some enemy variety? Into the room again. Oh, look, it's running worms. So we are a little scared. Not a lot scared, but a little scared. We really do have subpar DPS, and the loss of... Well, you know, it's kind of... I look at this as a situation where, you know, our Guardian Angel pickup actually allows us the freedom to be able to get rid of Book of the Dead in order to pick up the D6. Oh my god. Just stop. There's so many other enemies you could have. You could have enemies that shoot. You could have enemies that shoot diagonally. You could have flying enemies. You could have enemies that just, like, you know, they leave a little creep on the ground. They don't all have to be worms that run at you. Don't get me wrong, I understand the appeal. They're hard to dodge. Okay. This would be a huge time to fight, like, the Fallen. I like the bombs. It's not the Fallen. Oh, that was very dangerous. All things considered, this really shouldn't be that tough. But because our damage is so kind of crappy, might prove a little bit difficult. Let's go! That's huge. I think I'd love to save this last bomb to use for, like, a second secret room. I do not like you. I'm really starting to appreciate, now that the run is going on a little longer, we're getting a little later, I'm starting to appreciate that our damage stat is, like, truly terrible right now. That is extremely helpful. That almost doubles our DPS outright. So I'm very pleased. And this now becomes, like, a little bit better for sure, but still, like, dude, like, it's a funky one. That's not that helpful. Would I rather have anti-grav? No, let's not say things we regret, but this is a real lose potential. Roka. He's like, you're not gonna lose. Stop fishing for sympathy. I'm not fishing for sympathy. I got 3 HP. We just gotta, like, it should be good. I will say, and I know thank God for the wafer. Thank God for the wafer. As somebody who complained recently about our damage stat, this is gonna sound backwards, but I'm really glad we didn't give up our HP for the pentagram, believe it or not. It would be nice to have the damage, for certain. But it's also nice to not be an imminent risk of death. But we have a more insidious, perhaps, problem here. And that problem is we might just be gaining too slowly. So we're going in deep here. This is a heavy use of some keys. And it was a slap in the face, quite frankly. But we do have the D6, so let's not call it a slap in the face. That's maybe a little bit of... a little too over the top. Very millennial way to describe that. This is an outrage. Get me out of here. Ruka, what are you doing? He's crazy. You can't sleep on the board games, buddy. By which I mean, you can. But we've decided You're not supposed to. Okay, good stuff. Oh, we don't have any keys because I spent them all on nothing! Okay, so we've hurt our deal with the devil chance. We're only half a spirit heart, half a red heart down. Please, God. I know I spent heavy on the keys, alright? In my defense, there was a time when this game came out where, like, keys open chests and the chest gave you something. Eventually they decided that made things too easy, so now most of the chests are merely an elaborate joke designed to make the creators laugh. Okay, you can tell it's a real one when you start getting a touch on the salty side. We should still only be one down, and after you get hit once, it doesn't really matter if you get hit again at this point, as long as you can get some HP back. We've already hurt our deal with the devil chance. Okay, so we're going back. We're re-rolling. Cause I'm re-rolling. So thankful at least we got torn photo last floor. That's really putting us in a much more survivable position. But I'm getting increasingly worried that this floor is probably like, you know, at least 40% over. We have not been able to access our item room or our shop due to my own admitted hastiness. I have faith that we'll get there. In particular, the shop trumps the item room for us. For a variety. Oh, we have one key. We can go to the shop. What am I talking about? Get your head in the game, dummy. What is it that the coach pays you to something, not this? I pay you to work, not to twerk. You know what I'm talking about. I pay you to clean, not to lean. That's what people say. I pay you to work, not to twerk. It's a real occupational problem, twerking in the workplace. Twerking in the name of... So I'm just buying every spirit heart available. That won't pay for itself, so let's not say we did. And our bombs are still precious. So that's something. That's something. We get the Holy Mantle occasionally, plus the extra Spirit Heart attached. Okay, so now everything's starting to feel a little bit better. You're also bad. Okay, I don't mind. We did pick up, I don't know how many Spirit Hearts, but enough to feel safe for the time being. But this is definitely one of those runs where you look at it and you go, you know what? We may have just been saved, but it took longer than usual. We encountered many a perfect storm here. Low HP, fairly low DPS for a long time. Now it's, I mean, still not amazing, but it's better now. Alright, so what's your first reroll? It's a really tough question. Great move there. What's better? GB bug or sack of pennies when you're already on the last shop of the game? Admittedly, I think the answer is you take sack of pennies and hope that over the rest of this floor it can give you something. And then you reroll GB bug because it has no impact whatsoever. But this, prepare yourself for the long haul on this one. This I do not think will be a particularly easy run. So we'll start with the reroll on GB bug because we could always get something good and then maybe get a battery charge in the shop. That's truly terrible. Let's put you down, then blow you up. I think we try to beat the system here. It's Brittle Bones? Okay. So Brittle Bones also, and this is thank you to the myriad people who have pointed this out, because I admittedly forgot or did not know. Every bone heart you lose with brittle bones is a 0.5 tears up. It's just very scary for me to do that. And it's probably the right thing to do. But it's very scary for me to do it with Curse of the Unknown. So I hope you'll respect my brief wish to not do it. Thank you for your time. This is, like, Brittle Bones is a huge HP influx. It's good stuff. Now, if we could find maybe a secret room as well, you never know where the, you know, the mood could strike us here. Like, for example, a secret room. And then what do you get? 2 sacks, brother. 2 sacks. A full battery charge moving forward. That's great stuff. Don't really have any need to use it right here, but then guess what? You blow this up. We are looking for red hearts, because red hearts allow us to fill our brittle bone setup. And brittle bones, you know, again, if we lose the heart, then we get a little tear rate increase, but really the scary thing is our HP. As long as we have HP, we can win. Brittle bones does... You know what? So not worth it, but I took a chance. Alright. So we should feel... I mean, we have Holy Mantle on this floor, too. Thank you, Blanket. We should feel safer. Now, the next... If the game wants to hit us with, like, something... hold on, I see a Tinted Rock. Scaramouche, Scaramouche. You do the fandango. Please break it. Please break it. Please break it. Please break it. Yeah, Isaac, that's me. Why don't you step on me? Why don't you pretend you're a fan-drawn Bayonetta and step on me? You've done it, you fool! Alright, now we're protecting our bone hearts. I forgot what I was saying. Just thinking about Bayonetta. But now, we're good to go here. We're feeling a lot better. Even with relatively, you know, average-ish DPS, we can make this run work. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. We wanted to beat the odds and get a deal with the devil. Which, admittedly, we did not really, like, deserve. Because I had the audacity to, like, get hit once, which is pretty, like, dumb, right? What was I thinking? Okay. It's okay. I do wish that I could see where I'm going. It's like that totally family-friendly song by the Velvet Underground. I don't know just where I'm going. I'm gonna try for the boss room if I can. 'Cause I want my streak to increment. You don't know that one? It's a good... It might be regarded... I don't know if it would be the best Velvet Underground song, but it's definitely... It ends up in the list of best Velvet Underground songs. What's my favorite Velvet Underground song? That's a tough one. I mean, you got that. You got Sunday Morning is a great song. You got Sweet Nothing if you're into the radio hits a little bit more, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, Rock and Roll, which was famously featured in Civilization 4, I think. Maybe it was Civ 5. I mean, Venus in Furs. Great song. I'm trying to think of what else they got. You got a lot of classics. White Light, White Heat, Side 1, Track 1. A lot of classics. Anyway, just get used to it. We're going to be spending a lot of time together as we get to the end of this one. Theme from Cheers, that was a good one. I remember when Lou Reed said, you know, making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Ooh, finding a place to soothe your worries sure would mean a lot. Wouldn't it be nice to get away? Yeah! You could do that, so you could do that with every major artist of my childhood. So I'm not saying that's exclusively like we're making fun of Limp Bizkit or Disturbed or whatever. You could do that with Will Smith. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Ha-ha! Finding a place to soothe your worries sure would mean a lot. Woo! What happened to woos, dude? You don't hear woos in hip-hop. In 1998, if you turned on the radio, there was a 133% chance you were gonna hear either woo, haha, something like that. We need to bring that back. When's that coming back? Man, I just want to go back. I feel like I'm gonna be on this floor for 23 minutes. Oh my god. You outplayed me. Oh, never mind. We're free, dude. We're totally free. Let's save this bomb, because we don't know where the heck we're going. Hey, dude. Sack of pennies. Just hooked me up, and look at that. We got a little holy mantle. I'm starting to think that the blanket gives you holy mantle on the boss room, not merely at random intervals. Or am I... Maybe I'm drawing too much... of a conclusion from 2 data points that are recent. I don't know if that'll help us, but it's a hard one to not take. That's very nice, for sure. I think it'll give us 1 tier upgrade, which, yeah, to me, look, I feel pretty proud of my Isaac skill that I figured that one out, but on top of that, I think that's worth it. That's worth it over a random reroll. Help me. You know what we want here, if we could beat the odds? A deal with the devil that gives us the ability to fly. And also, if I may be so bold, a steering wheel that doesn't go flying out the window while I'm driving. Just leaving that out there. I'll never forgive COVID-19 for delaying Season 2 of I Think You Should Leave. I don't actually know if I Think You Should Leave Season 2 was delayed, and if it were delayed, was it delayed because of the virus halting production? But what are you? You being devil's advocate for the coronavirus? That's really the position you've chosen to take? Come on, man. Come on, Jack. Man, so at like noon, when I said, we got time for an Isaac episode. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I didn't expect 12:45 I'd be on the depths. Or on the womb 2, I mean to say. This ain't the depths, dummy. Why'd you go and have to say something so wrong and so complicated and then invalidate your whole previous point, dummy? Bet you feel real stupid right now. Yeah. Yep, that's how I feel. Am I willing to go to this room? I think I'm willing to go to this room, dude. I'm a madman. We have the wafer, which really is like, I can never complain about anything ever again. Ruka, you gotta chill out, dude. You're losing it. Kent's going nuts. Off the planet. Isn't he gonna freeze himself? Okay, he's sleeping. Nope, you're not hitting me. I refuse. I refuse to allow it. Good stuff. You closed that gap. You fought him well. You look so fancy, I can tell. You know that one? Yeah, that's right. The Circuit City theme song. I guess you're just what I needed. I needed somewhere to pee. That's... They sing it to a bathroom. He's not singing it to a human being. Just relax, okay? I needed bladder relief. Yeah. Relieve me. Come on, who doesn't like the Cars? They got some great stuff, bridging the gap between that, like, you know, 1950s Roy Orbison and 1980s, you know, corporate rock. Like the, kind of the lay person's Jonathan Richman. The longer this episode goes on, the more insular I'm going to get with these references until exclusively they're inside jokes I have with myself. That's where we're headed at the time being. This is fun. We have a lot of fun here. Can you believe the dodges? Here, you gotta go. Thank you, thank you. I don't believe the dodges, personally. The fact that we took no hits on this room is unfathomable to me, and yet here we are. Man, you know what'd be crazy? Haha, boy, I would really hate if the game fricked around and, you know, let me get to the boss. That would be... Wouldn't that be insane, dude? If I, like, accidentally chose, like, oh, the right way to get to the boss. But wouldn't that would be so devastating, dude. Don't say it. The game might hear you. Because then you wouldn't be able to pick up this red heart, dude. And go to all the useful rooms that could help you in your quest to defeat Blue Baby. You ever think about that? Oh, no. Don't show me the boss room this early, dude. There's one dead end I missed. I guess I have no choice but to... do the only meaningful room that still matters on the whole floor. Okay, here we go. Okay, sample size has now moved to 3. We have Holy Mantle yet again. On this episode of Ryan Learns Basic Mechanics about items that he should have known about a long time ago. I have no idea, by the way, where that Eternal Heart came from. Yeah, sure, NL. Yeah, sure. It's your troll engine you turned on to give yourself the most important resource of the game, an Eternal Heart, when you already have the wafer and 3,000 bone hearts to begin with. Well, you know what? It turns out it might be important. If I keep taking hits like that, it might be important. Stop it! Stop it! Yo! I told you to stop it, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen. When will you learn that your actions have consequences? You frickin' fricks. Yo, real talk though. What are the odds Sonic wins Best Picture this year? I think it's still really low. There have been some independent movies that have come out. And also, you know, as much as Sonic was relatively well-liked, I do think that... And it's not a high bar to cross, don't get me wrong. It's like a middle school high jump competition, you know? You're like, well, you jump pretty high for a 5th grader. But I do believe that the Pete Davidson-led comedy, The King of Staten Island, is a little bit more the Academy's flavor. Normally, I wouldn't say that about a Judd Apatow film, but it's not a normal year. And I think for the Academy, if it comes down to Jim Carrey Blue Hedgehog, or Judd Apatow, this guy is immature, but by the end of it, he's forced to slightly grow up. I haven't seen The King of Staten Island, by the way, but I may, because there's nothing else on. I think they're going to go with the second one. Go ahead, hit me, or whatever. See if I care. Dude, we actually did get a rate of fire up from that Boneheart dying, too. I thought maybe it wouldn't push us past the cap, but... So we... Don't throw your HP away. That was not me throwing the HP away. There was a... That was a curse room situation in there. That's nice, thank you. Dude, if you're gonna give me anything at this point... No, 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 come on. Are you insane? You must have lost it. Absolutely not. Wait, I saved the 2 charges for this, dude? Mom's eye. Incredible. Incredible. I'm trying to figure out if this run is a result of my sourness. For whatever reason. I didn't get brimstone immediately. Or if it's like a result that the sourness is a result of the run. And don't be that guy. Everybody is a little bit of both. You can't just say that and have it be true. You know, if somebody is like, I don't know why this food tastes bad. Is it the cilantro or the cement? You don't go, it's a little bit of both. It's the cilantro! It tastes like soap. The cement is exclusively textural. Okay, we are losing HP faster than I'd like to. I'm not one of those cilantro. I'm not one of those cilantro people. I am very pro cilantro. I would consume it in everything. Thai and Cambodian cuisine. Oh, in a pho, in a banh mi. In a, in like tacos? Dude, come on. Come on. Are you crazy? I just walked over here. Yes, yes, yes. You couldn't have just given me a spirit heart, huh? That would have been like too easy or whatever. You're witnessing a man's losing his life and you're laughing? He's a little losing his mind. Wish somebody would tell me I'm fine. Okay, thank God we picked up Mom's Eye mere moments ago. Now I remember that might have not been the greatest call, but Ipecac is still an absolutely wondrous pickup. We just have to be a little bit more careful about moving to the side slightly. And, you know, you don't want to shoot it off for no reason. If you get my drift. This is like the luckiest bad luck run we've ever had. I know it sounds like the title of a children's book, but what are children's books called these days anyway? How to be a YouTuber. Oh. Ooh. The rare self-burn. That's not rare. This is rare. Oh, it's me, Conker, from Conker's Bad Fur Day. Remember? Rare made this game. Haha. Whoo! South Beach, bringing the heat. So, we're probably not going to take Dunscap. In fact, I don't know, I guess Firemine doesn't have any negatives. I just now realized it actually carries an enormous positive. The floor got slightly brighter. So that's pretty sick. I mean, I'm putting on a little show with the negativity, I'll admit. We should be pretty much fine. But it didn't have to be like this, you know? It didn't have to be close. What hit me? I don't even understand what hit me. The world, okay, that's big. So we are going to use the battery charge, do not get me wrong. This is a long trip, dude. Oh my lord. What can be done? What can be done? I can't believe how much the Mom's Eye pickup is going to be our legacy on this one. Stop whistling! Just stop, okay? Nobody thinks it's charming. Congratulations, you know how to whistle. Big whoop. Nobody cares. This is the hardest room I've ever seen. This is the hardest room in video game history. Not quite good enough. Probably more than good enough. And the bombs are a little better right now. No, that's just insanity. We will not do that. Hold on, let me pause this for a moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I had to turn cheat engine off. I was starting to feel guilty. It's a joke. Alright. Dial in here. These are big plays. These are big plays. Thank you, thank you. Okay, every little consumable helps. Okay, that one, I have to take complete responsibility. The wafer is really, like, as deceptively, like, bad as this run is. I was gonna say dad. I was gonna say as deceptively dad as this run has been. It's also, like, one item away from being so much worse. If we had gotten, and I will take this, if we had gotten, not the wafer, we would be toasted. I can't believe we're almost out of bone hearts, too. What happened to Cracked Crown? Did we consume it? Did we consume it? I think we consumed it. I don't know, man. Like, this one, just be over, okay? Like, clearly something went wrong, either within the run or with me on this run. Just let me get out of here. I just want to go listen to my Velvet Underground records. That's my fault. I shouldn't have stood there. Alright, we got great damage on the flies. Thanks for the world card. That's a big one. We don't have a ton of HP, all things considered. The wafer helps out a lot. But really, we're looking for as many flies as is possible. And thank you for stepping into the fire. Oh my god, dude. This one, I really thought we'd lost this one. What? Thank you, Wishbone. What's the story? Okay, get me out of here. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'm sorry, and I'll see you next time. See ya.